Good morning. We are letting people in from the waiting rooms, so hang on a moment while everybody gets joined in.
Hello there.
Hello.
I haven't jumped on the other meeting to see if people are trying to get into that one.
I hadn't seen anything got auto started, so I'm thinking that we're good, but thank you for keeping a watch on that. I
This
am,
one is set up. It's already recording, just so you know.
yes. And I am still getting people admitted. So we will clear the waiting room and then we will get started here in just a second. Excited to see that it's looked so far that everybody has been able to join in and not had any problems, which is great. It's still admitting some people. And still got people joining, so we'll just keep I think, Nikki, it looks like somebody might have joined the Teams one. If you'd be able to jump over there and keep an eye on that, I'd appreciate it. All right, well, I am going to go ahead and get started. So we are trying out today the Zoom feature instead of our former Teams meeting. So we'll see how this goes, and hopefully it goes well for everybody. I did have it so that everybody joins with their phones automatically muted. You do have your controls down at the bottom that will allow you to turn on or off your microphone and on and off your camera. We do love to see people's faces, so encourage you to turn your cameras on and share that. And you should be seeing a bunch of little boxes, so it's nobody's face is front and center, super huge. But there are some other controls and things that you can play around with as well. There is a chat feature, so if you have any comments or anything, you can always put those in chat. We will keep an eye on that as well. So thank you guys all for joining in. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the waiting room as well, just to make sure we get everybody joined in and make sure everybody gets to join. So I've got a couple of things that I want to talk about today. And hi, Cheryl. Thanks for turning your camera on. Appreciate it. One is an update on American NDC preferred agency status. We had Mike on several weeks ago and talked about the upcoming changes with American and their preferred agency requirements with NDC. And Mike at the time had said that we're really not pursuing becoming a preferred agency with American because of the NDC process, and wanted to give everybody just a little bit of an update there. We have gotten a lot of feedback from people, the hardships of not having the American Airlines preferred and being able to allow your clients to earn their mileage on American if they're booking outside of a preferred American agency. So we are going to explore the steps of becoming a preferred agency with American. It does require that we have a certain amount of NDC content being sold. And so we're in the process right now. Our tech team and our accounting teams are testing out the NDC plugins in the different GDS systems. So we're working on that process. We're working through the testing to make sure that you have access to that content, that content is coming into the GDS systems and being able to be invoiced and reported and accounted for through the whole process. So in testing right now, more to come on that. We'll certainly have procedures and processes in place as we get that rolled out, but did want to get everybody updated that at this point we are looking at what we can do to become an American preferred agency so that your clients come May 1st would be able to continue to get their mileage accruals on tickets that are booked through you. So more to come on that, but just wanted to give a little heads up there. The other
Hey,
announcement I wanted to make today is our GDS conversion. We have made the decision that we are going to move 100% of our advisors to Sabre instead of to Travelport Plus. The corporate division is still moving to Travelport Plus. They're in the process of doing that. They have run into some challenges that I'm not quite willing to face and am not really willing to put you guys off any longer in getting a GDS conversion done. I know this probably comes as a surprise to many of you because we've been talking about Travelport Plus for so long and having that conversion done. But as we have really looked through a lot of the technology that is out there and what we're looking to bring in on the leisure side, it just has, everywhere we turn, things are written to Sabre and not to Travelport products right now. So this is a direction that we'll be going on the leisure side, separating ourselves from the corporate division a little bit more, so that we can have kind of our own processes, our own way of doing business, because we are very different from corporate. And so we do want to really focus on that as well. We will be getting TravelWits rolled out first. That will be kind of our test process. Sabre is not a new system for us. We've had many of our advisors on Sabre for many years, and that product is very stable and built out, and we have automation on it. So it's not going into a tool that is brand new and needing to be tested. I do see that there are some chats that are coming in, so I want to address those. Jennifer Stanger, go ahead. I see you're
Yes.
so go ahead and ask.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hang on
Okay.
a second.
Okay, so
Yeah.
2 questions. The first question has to do with Centrav. I know they just sent out an email about American Airlines. Are they considered a preferred supplier or not?
So Centrav would be a air consolidator, and so yeah, you can book with Centrav. It would not be on the GDS. So
But
that
I
would
guess
be
the question is for frequent flyer miles. If I booked an American Airlines flight through Centrav, would they get their frequent flyer miles?
that I don't know specifically to
Okay.
Centrav if they have that status or not. That would be a question we
Okay.
need to find out from them.
I
Alright.
can jump in there. I got that email too, and I was going to mention that in my report. Jennifer, I don't know that they are or are not, but I think they are not. I think what they were
Okay.
saying is that they could book NDC fares.
Right, I
that,
saw
you
that,
know,
but that sparked my mind thinking,
Right,
are they,
but
or
they-
are they not?
But I
Yeah.
read through the whole thing, and nowhere in there did they say
didn't.
we are preferred partners.
Right,
So I think they were just saying they are an alternative, that if you needed to book NDC
Okay.
fares, you could, and obviously you could mark it up. So it might be an
Okay.
option, particularly in the meantime, before we get our plugins going, that it might be an option if you needed to book, American or BA. Obviously NDC fares are non-commissionable, so don't know
Right.
that you want to book those, but if you needed to book them or you wanted to add service fees on there, you could do that through Centrav or perhaps any of the other consolidators. But I have not seen where they are actually saying they are preferred. I think they're
Okay.
still considered a third party.
And then
And
my
I-
second question has to do with Revolex. So I'm a Revolex user and I don't know what this means when you say you're not switching to Travelport Plus and you're going to Sabre. I don't know what that means for me. So,
Yeah, so we are moving away from Revolex and we will be rolling out TravelWits, which is a new online booking tool. It sits on Sabre. So you will just have a different site that you go to book your air and hotels. It is not NDC, neither one of them, Revolex or TravelWits, is NDC ready. So if you do have a need for some NDC content, that would need to go through our support desk. And with that, there would be an added support fee. So just keep that in mind as well. Until they get the NDC fully rolled out in all of the online booking tools, that will be a challenge for the online booking advisors going through TravelWits like yourself.
and I guess the last question related to that would like for invoicing, like right now for Revolex, I don't have to invoice, but would that be the same situation with this
Correct.
TravelWits?
Yeah, TravelWits will auto invoice everything
Okay.
that you book through it. And as well, we do have Complete that is built out for our GDS users. So those that will be going through the full training as a GDS user of Sabre, we do have Complete for auto ticketing. And we'll be training on that process to incorporate that automation as well.
Okay, thanks.
And Cheryl, I see your question about needing to learn Sabre. We will have trainings that we'll do. Sabre has a lot of on-demand trainings, recorded trainings, and they have a library of monthly, or it might be quarterly, instructor-led trainings that are open to people. So you'd be able to look at that calendar of events and select from some instructor-led trainings. Otherwise, there are the on-demand trainings and there are conversion trainings. So you would be able to look at trainings that are focused on Apollo formats converting to a Sabre or a WorldSpan converting to an Apollo. Our support team is going through the Sabre training right now and I don't have a whole lot of feedback from them, but the trainings that they have gone through in the on-demand and the instructor-leds have really, they've seen that Sabre is very easy to move through. So I don't want anybody to be concerned that it's going to be a huge challenge. There will be change. There will be, that, mind memory of you've been doing these formats for decades that now you have to retrain your brain because you can do them without even thinking about them. But so there will be some change, and we know that. So we will have our team available to assist and help when we do the conversion. I do not have a date yet as to when we will be converting our GDS advisors. It will be in second quarter. I'm thinking probably in May, we'll get through our TravelWits conversion first. That'll be in April. And then coming up in May, we'll be able to start getting some of that rolled out. As we get it done, we'll let you know how to get into Sabre Central, how to access the training library, and be able to start doing those trainings. Many of them are on demand, and you can do those, recorded trainings. A lot of them are interactive recorded trainings, so it does give you opportunities to practice as you're learning. Danielle, I see your question about, so this would be self-led training, nothing structured. There are some structured trainings, and we will have a training schedule that we'll put out. We'll look at having some instructor-led trainings as well, so that we can have that Q&A kind of interactive trainings with an instructor. Don't have that all lined out just yet, but more to come on it. There will be a lot that will be available as we do this conversion. You're not going to be left to your own devices to figure out how to work in the system.
Hi, this is Diane. I'm sorry, I'm not home. I'm on an iPad and I didn't see how to raise my hand, so I'm just
That's
going to
all right.
speak if I can.
Yeah.
I know you know that I and many people rely on Kelly. I assume some of your other, some of the other ICs who use WorldSpan have other people to rely on.
Mhm.
That's very important to me, and I'm sure a lot of others. Will we have enough good people who really know Sabre to go to the way I can call Kelly crying? Because I imagine I'm not the only one. Even those who are better on Apollo than I will find this to be new. So I would
Yeah.
ask, in the decision you guys are making, to give us a good, strong team and have more than one person, because Kelly's wonderful, but she's just one person.
That is part of our motivation of moving everyone into one GDS, whether it is Travelport or it's Sabre. We're training our entire support team, which is more than one person. So you will have Kelly, you'll have Stephanie as our main advisor support team. And then you'll also have also have Rachel and David Langley, who does our international air desk, is being trained on Sabre as well. In addition, Meredith and Nikki are both looking at Sabre and being trained on Sabre. So we will have a greater support team. Some people will be more focused on supporting the TravelWits bookings, and others will be more focused on frontline support of our GDS booking advisors. So you will not be solely, Kelly is the only person that you have access to. You will have a team of people that will be supporting it.
And available to us the way she is. I mean,
Correct.
hello, Kelly, how do I do this?
Yes.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
So it does allow us to have a greater support team. And there are additional support on the corporate advisor support team as well. So as we get vacation coverage, holiday coverage, there will be a greater support team, and it will be a much better experience for everyone, not just our Apollo users who have only had Kelly, but also for our WorldSpan users that will have a dedicated independent contractor support team. I did see a question about transitioning away from the GDS and when we still have access to support the existing bookings. You will be a dual GDS for a while. So you will have your existing bookings in the system that you currently use, whether that be WorldSpan or Apollo. Those will stay live until those transactions have traveled. But we do want new bookings to be booked in the new system. So as you're getting new requests, we want those to start going into Sabre, and then you're working through changes or exchanges in the Apollo or WorldSpan environment that you're currently in today. Just checking on the other chat topics. We do have someone that commented that they're on Sabre, and the Sabre support team is fabulous. So it's great. We're really looking forward to being on Sabre. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Kelly, Stephanie, and Rachel will all be their primary support for Sabre. Kelly and Stephanie will really be the frontline support advisors, and Rachel's more of our technical for TravelWits for the online booking tool. And then David will still be learning Sabre for the international air desk. So you'll have greater support than you have today. So just make sure that you guys feel comfortable with that. Their question, will there be scripts in Sabre? Yes, Sabre does have scripts, and so we will do some training on that whole process, procedures, how you go through. You'll get training on how to work your queues. That will all be part of the training. Cheryl, question on group ticketing. That'll be something that we will address separately with people that do some group. It is not the standard for everybody, but we will look at having some group assistance as well. So that is not one thing that we have specifically addressed just yet, but it will be on our list of things to help with support.
And may I ask, you said that we should, once we learn Sabre or it becomes available to us, we should start using it. And I'm sure a lot of others, I invoice through Apollo. And when I do a deposit, I invoice it, and it can be 9 months later that I go back and then pay the balance. And will all that still be sitting there all that time for us? Will we hold on to Apollo long enough to do that?
Yes, so we'll look at how long we need to keep Apollo or WorldSpan open based on what is live in that system. So, you know, as you're booking different trips and you have different things in there, if you've got tours or cruises that you're keeping track of, you know, the other thing that I would recommend is that some of you adopt our client-based process for the non-GDS type transactions so that you can manage those without an expiration of PNR. But we will keep Apollo as long as there are still live bookings in there. We do just want to have, you know, if you're booking new flights and a brand new PNR and a brand new trip, that would be going into Sabre, or that your first invoice for a deposit on a cruise would be going into Sabre and not going back into Apollo or WorldSpan to do those. I don't see anything else in the chat. So if you have any other questions or specific to process or anything, let me know. You can email me directly on those. I'm happy to answer any additional questions or anything that you might have specific. Timeline, I don't have that just yet. We are going to roll out the TravelWits online booking tool first to get people off of Revelux and have a better booking experience on TravelWits. That will give our team some experience in working in those PNRs and supporting some Sabre transactions before we go with our advisors directly in it. I'm still looking at second quarter, so probably not April, but probably May or June. And so we'll get that information out. We, with the on Davos side, are not going to have anybody in Travelport. So we will be converting everybody to Sabre, and we'll have one GDS for our entire team, which will give us that greater support network for all of you guys. And Jerry, you assume correctly. If you're already on Sabre, there really will be no additional changes. The only thing that we will do is really do more training on our automation so that you can utilize our Complete for auto ticketing. And then you'll just have greater support team. So the only real change you'll probably see is who you're contacting for support. I'll go ahead and keep an eye on the chat, but I want to give us some time to go through our other management team. So Meredith, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thanks. I had just, I don't have too much today. I was going to mention that about Centrav or about consolidators, that might be an intermediate option for, I mean, well, they're always an option, but you know, something that you might want to explore. There's several different consolidators, Centrav being one. There's a number that different people use. If you need help with that, happy to give you some ideas. I don't know that all of them do have NDC fares. Centrav was just making a big push to say that they did. So it's not that we're 100% endorsing Centrav. I'm just saying it's an option. As most of you know, and I think we talked about this earlier, Virtuoso no longer has a contract as of April 1 with American, so they are no longer an option for those of you who may not have heard that. So you need to look elsewhere or not book NDC fares. So there you go, or be paid a commission on it. So the other thing I was saying, keeping an eye on our unmatched commissions reports. We had done a really good job of bringing that down, but it's kind of creeping back up there, and there's some big ones in there. There's one that's over $5,000. So I would think somebody really would like to have that commission posted to them. So please go in today, tomorrow, this week, sometime, and take a look at the unmatched commissions and let's get that cleaned out and get that money paid to you. Someone, I think in the chat said, can I send out a list? Yes, we can compile a list. I don't know that we have a set list, but I can send you a list of some of the consolidators that some of our advisors use. Again, we don't have, we're not endorsing any one of those. We don't have a preferred consolidator that we as Endavo recommend, but there are several good ones out there, and I'm happy to put that in a list and put that contact info out there. We'll also store, it used to be in Teams. I'm not sure if it's still in there or not, but we'll try and work on that.
Thank you,
That's
Meredith.
all I have.
All right. And Nikki, an update from you for professional development?
Yes, so yesterday we had our webinar with Qatar Airways. I do have the full slide deck on that, so I will be sending that out. That is going to be going into our brand new intranet, but I'll send it out because it has Maria's contact information. So it was a fabulous presentation. So if you missed it, look through the slide deck because it goes through their various classes of service and some of the amenities that your clients can get if there's stopovers. So definitely something to put on your radar there. We have a full calendar for the next 5 weeks for Webinar Wednesdays, just so you know. So next Wednesday, we have Kapinski Club 1897. That's a brand new hotel program that we have access to. So as we've said the last couple of weeks, the email that was sent out has a link. It is a Google Doc form. It's going to default to your Gmail account. That's okay. Go ahead and fill it out and put your business email address in there so they can get that approved so you can get access to booking on that site with those amenities. All of next month, every Wednesday is something. We are throwing in an extra one mid-April. It is going to be with Travefy. So we have been speaking with Travefy about getting some confirmed discounted rates for advisors. So one of the things that we need to know is currently how many people are currently using Travefy that you have accounts with, just because we have to come up with a number to know if we do end up getting some discounted pricing, where that would fall at. Because it's all based on number of users. So reach out to me, let me know if you are currently a Travefy user. They have just recently run those extra enhancements. Before you could not get passports uploaded, and now you can. So you can do credit card authorization. You can get credit card payment processes for your service fees, unless you're in a seller of travel client state. It can do your forms. It can do your intake stuff. It can do your terms and conditions. So it can do all of those things.
And so I will be sending out a communication just to get kind of a poll reply on who would be interested in getting a Travefy account through us. It will be a discount versus what you would get directly with them. We don't have an actual amount just yet, but so we will be able to follow through with that on what that amount would be. It's volume-based pricing, so the more people we have getting a license through Endavo, the less per user fee it is. So until we have an idea of how many people would be moving through ours, it would be definitely lower than what you would get directly. And although I don't have a comparison to what that volume-based pricing would be versus the Virtuoso discount. So we'll be looking at that as well. And thanks, Jennifer, for that comment in the chat. We will be getting that information just so that we can get that out to you guys. It looks like it's going to be probably between right around $20 to $25 a month, but the more people we can have that, we could get it dropped down to the $15 to $18 range. So we'll be sending that out as kind of a poll to see how many of you are interested in using Travefy. Allie, we'll go ahead and move over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Just a few things. We're kind of running at the end here, so I want to take too much time. Just a reminder, Silver Sea for our Partner of the Month for March is ending. Can't believe we're already almost done with March. Feels like it just started to me. But just a reminder, they do have an Andavo exclusive cruise night certificate. And that is $500 per suite savings or $250 savings for solo travelers. That's on the 24-25 voyages. Please reach out to our new rep, Kate Almagren, for that savings, in addition to the additional bonus commission of $200 on top of that for any new bookings. She does have to add that manually. I know a few of you have reached out to me about that, so she would be the one to collect that information. So I'm hoping those of you that maybe haven't been able to take advantage of it up so far, with the month ending, these promotions do end with Silver Sea as of March 31st. So hopefully you guys can take advantage of that. We will have a new partner of the month starting April 1st, but I will talk about that later. And then just to kind of piggyback on what Nikki had said about all the webinars in the full calendar, we will be adding that to our newsletter. So if you're kind of like, oh gosh, you know, where do I keep track of all of those? We will be adding it to the next newsletter that comes out on Friday. So and we'll also have the link, the dates, the time, little blurb about the description. So you don't really need to take notes. We'll have that information coming out in the newsletter for review on Friday. And then just another little quick update on the intranet and our website. We are weeks away. I'm hoping to send out, I see a few of our advisory board members on the meeting. I'm hoping to send out that test link to you to be testing the intranet. And we are looking at launching all of that in April. So we're really close, guys. Thanks again for your patience. And so just wanted to let you guys know that it's very soon. It's coming very, very soon. So that's it.
All right, yes, and we're very excited to be able to get you guys a new intranet and kind of move away from Teams. So I know there's big roar of applause going on in the background. So thank you guys for joining today, and we will follow up with a few of those items that we talked about, and we'll get more information on Sabre as we have it, and then be watching in the next few weeks for our new website and intranet to get rolled out. Being that it is the 21st, you've got 1 week in order to invoice anything or contact accounting about claiming anything on the, on the unmatched. So take a look at that. If you're wanting to get paid on those commissions that could be there, just make sure you're reaching out to accounting to claim any of those. They can get paid on to your March commissions. Thanks you guys all for joining in, and we will see you again next week. Have a great week, everybody.